Welcome to Namibia, the land of extremes. Vast deserts, towering dunes, ghostly landscapes, dramatic canyons, and some of the world's finest wildlife. Namibia offers truly extraordinary encounters with nature. It is a safe and easy destination to explore independently. In this travel guide, I'm going to take you on an epic 11-day adventure through Namibia's most breathtaking sights. I'm also going to show you what it's like to get around, sleep and cook in a camper truck, because that is how you do Namibia. My name is Christy, and let's escape to Namibia together. Namibia lies on the west coast of southern Africa. According to Google, the best time to visit is during the dry season from May to October. We went in February and the weather was beautiful. Plus, we had most of the sites all to ourselves and shared them with just a few people. Our Namibian adventure begins in the capital Windhoek, where you will likely touch down. First things first, you will pick up your home and ride for the next 11 days, a Toyota camper truck. This trip isn't just about the sights, it's about the freedom of life on four wheels. We will be driving, sleeping and eating in this cozy mobile home. We chose Asco Car Hire and our experience with them was a solid 11 out of 10. You will get a detailed vehicle handover and a safety briefing. They will show you how to drive like a pro, set up your rooftop tent, cook up a feast, and share all the little tips to make sure you are road ready. We went with the Toyota Bushcamper and we loved it. After that, it is time to stock up on snacks, meals and supplies at the grocery store. Finally, we will settle in at Urban Camp for a good night's sleep before hitting the road. Good morning! It's our first day in Namibia, and after a nice breakfast, it's go time! Let the adventure begin! We will be driving for 4 hours and 45 minutes to Quiver tree forest down south. In this Quiver tree forest are hundreds of these magical aloe plants. All the trees around me are 200 to 300 years old, and they are survival experts, if you follow me. They store water in their golden trunks so they can survive the harsh Namibia weather. This is such a fairy tale setting, it looks like taken out of a fantasy movie or something. Then it's time to head to Fish River Canyon, which is about an hour away by car. Our jaws dropped the moment we arrived. The Fish River Canyon is the second largest in the world after the Grand Canyon in the US. Standing at the edge, we were speechless as the beauty stretched out endlessly. As the sun sets, the whole canyon lights up in this warm golden glow. It is spectacular. Finally, we made our way to the camp for the night just by the canyon, while trying not to run over Marty here. Today is going to be mostly driving day. We have 6 hours to get to our next campsite and we have to keep our eyes open because after all we are in Africa and the wildlife is everywhere around. This is the longest driving day we will experience in Namibia. But time here flies so fast as the beautiful scenery changes rapidly. And if you get tired of the beautiful landscapes, you will suddenly run into wild oryx, the national animal of Namibia, as well as zebras and ostriches. Nature really knows how to keep things interesting here. Once we set up our campsite, it's time for some barbecue. I swear these nights under the stars in the Namib desert are some of the most unforgettable nights of my life. Good morning, it's 6 a.m. and we are in the middle of the Namib desert climbing Dune 45 for sunrise. Because have you really been to Namibia if you haven't done that? I can't believe I am in the oldest desert in the world. My feet are touching sand that is over 5 million years old. And I'm climbing one of the tallest dunes in the world. Oh my gosh, look at that sunrise. We're almost there.
What an epic start for the day.
Oh my gosh. And now, how are we gonna get down?
Free like a bird!
Why are you running away when you see the light? Is it because you can't get
If you are wondering if you should do it or not, oh my god, just do it. It is such an awesome experience and no shoes is the best option to go up and down. This was incredibly epic, but there is one more awesome place we need to get to. Let's go.
blame? It's a hoax, it's a shame, that's all.
Welcome to Deadvlei. This is probably one of the most photographed sites here in Namibia because of these spooky looking trees that have been here for over 900 years. You might be wondering how this all happened. We are in the middle of the Namib desert and there was a river once. Once these sand dunes formed, they cut off the water access for these trees, and with no moisture present, they weren't able to decompose. So they stayed like this centuries after centuries, creating these mummified forests. That's the story. Pessimists might think to travel all this way just to see some dead trees in the middle of nowhere. Well, it is absolutely beautiful and I feel like I am on the set of Tim Burton movie. A bit spooky, but beautiful. Late breakfast is now being served and honestly, this setting couldn't be more perfect. And later this afternoon, we are checking out a stunning nearby spot called Sesriem Canyon. This natural wonder was carved millions years ago by a river. It is around 30 meters deep and it stretches out for about 1 kilometer. It is a beautiful walk here, but during rainy season there are these little pools, so we are a bit climbing now. It is a bit dangerous, I think, but we're gonna be okay, I promise.
If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. It can be a bit frightening, something you don't know.
It's a brand new day and today we will be leaving Sesriem behind and driving north to Spitzkoppe, which will be a 6-hour and 30-minute journey. This is the reality of road tripping Namibia. Look at that. The drive is so scenic, and when the hills start rising out of the desert, you know you've made it. Welcome to Spitzkoppe, also called the Matterhorn of Namibia. These peaks are dramatically rising from the flat Namib desert. We can find their paintings on the walls that are 2,000 to 4,000 years old. We can only guess. It is pretty cool. To see the paintings, we have to climb up with the support of this chain. Adventure! These dramatic granite peaks are over 700 million years old. They were shaped by time into surreal formations. One of the most iconic is the natural rock arch. This strange and beautiful landscape has been used in many movies as this place looks like it's from another planet. Now we are wrapping up the day at one of the coolest campsites with this insane view. Good morning! We have just woken up in this incredibly beautiful place, and I would like to say that it's an exception, that this is the most beautiful camp that we have ever stayed in. But honestly, this is like every morning. Namibia has been absolutely incredible when it comes to the campsites, and we are here alone. There's nobody else. I had the best sleep ever. I just had a shower from a car, and now we are preparing some breakfast. This is an ideal place to be. 2 hours later and we have made it to Spitzkoppe, which is Namibia's adventure capital. And from here we are going to take a tour around the Sandwich Harbour, and I am so excited. With our awesome guide we headed to Walvis Bay, a place famous for two things: flamingos and salt. Our first stop are the flamingos, and we can see two types, the greater flamingo and the lesser flamingo. The greater ones are the big ones that are a bit less pinkish. We learned from our guide that they sleep on one leg so they can compose their energy, and also that they live up to 25 years. But if they are in captivity, they can live up to 45 years, which is interesting. You can see some of the flamingos dancing, and this is because they are mixing the mud so they can get more food. It is so funny. Besides flamingos, Walvis Bay is home to one of the largest natural solar sea salt production sites in Africa. In fact, most of Africa's sea salt comes from Namibia. Then we were on our way to Sandwich Harbour. Welcome to the Atlantic Ocean. This is where the Namib Desert meets the ocean. And it is going to be a bumpy ride from now on. We're gonna be driving on this sand along the coast. It's gonna be awesome. Are you ready for it?
Okay, this is gonna be the big swell, I believe. Hopefully after this we can find a window. There's another one coming in.
So what is happening here when we are driving along the coast? If you can drive or not always depends if it is low or high tide. Right now it's high tide, so it is very tricky because we can get stuck and eventually carried away by the sea. We always have to stop at the point where the waves meet the dunes and wait when is the right timing in between the waves to quickly go through. It is so cool, so exciting, and yeah, a bit thrilling. Nice. Victory! Or so we thought. What seemed like the finish line was just the starting point, because the real mission was still ahead: conquering the dune. After some crazy dune driving, we finally made it to the top of the dune, from where we get to see the beautiful Sandwich Harbour. Now we're gonna walk around the top of the dune, look around, and then we're gonna run down the dune because there is a picnic ready for us, and I've heard something about champagne. Morning from our stunning seaside campsite. Today we are hitting the road and heading north along the coast with 2 exciting stops along the way. Welcome to the Skeleton Coast. This is probably the most mysterious place in whole Namibia. It got its name because of the thousands of shipwrecks stranded here over the years. The rough Atlantic waves, strong currents and dense fog make it nearly impossible to navigate around these waters. Sailors were scared of this place because even if they survived a wreck, they would get stuck in the middle of the Namib desert with no way out. And meet Zela. This is probably the most famous wreck here around. It used to be a fishing boat that got stuck here in 2008. It is both scary and beautiful at the same time. Our next stop along the coast is only a 1-hour drive away. We have just made it to Cape Cross Seal Reserve. Are you ready to see some seals? Oh my god, it smells really bad here. But I see my first seals. Welcome to the largest seal breeding colony in the world. We can find here 210,000 seals and so many little babies. They are cute, they are loud, and they really smell bad. We are having a moment. Now it's time to head to our campsite for the night, which is a 3-hour and 50-minute drive from the coast to the desert. Good morning from the Namib Desert. Today we are going to see the desert elephants. These are incredibly rare and they have adapted for life in the harsh desert. There is such a small amount of them already. They only live here in Namibia and also in Mali. So today we are going on a safari and we're gonna see some elephants. We had been driving for over an hour, already losing hope that we would be successful. No elephants. But then our guide spotted elephant tracks and, well, elephant poop. And shortly after that... There are some elephants. I see some elephants. Oh my god! Seeing them face to trunk makes your heart skip a beat. Desert elephants survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth, the Namib and Sahara deserts. Compared to their savanna relatives, they are slightly smaller in body size. But they are magnificent. I was just saying that the only thing that could make this even better is if we saw a baby elephant. I'm so surprised how we got so close to them, and we also got off the vehicle and we are watching the elephants 10 meters away from us.
The newborn, so cute.
The newborn, it's 6 months old. Aww. Here in the Namib Desert there is only 150 elephants. That's it. They are extremely endangered. And our next stop is Twyfelfontein, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site famous for these impressive engravings. They were all created by the Bushmen, which were the first settlers here in South Africa. These were all nomadic tribes and they would communicate with each other and share information through these engravings. They are 2,000 to 6,000 years old. This and the dunes are the only 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the whole Namibia, so this should tell you how important and impressive this place is. You pretty much complete a circle. You walk around 40 to 45 minutes with your guide and you can see all the beautiful engravings, which are usually animals or footprints. Very close to here is another place worth checking out. Welcome to Organ Pipes. This area was formed 120 million years ago thanks to a volcanic activity. It got its name due to the vertical column shape that resembles the pipes of a grand organ. Pretty cool. Alright, we got to see everything we wanted to see here in the Maryland, and now we have 4 hours driving ahead of us because we need to get to Etosha Park to our campsite. The next morning we woke up just outside the gate of Etosha National Park, one of Africa's top safari hotspots. We were beyond excited because Etosha is one of those rare places where you can do a self-drive safari. The park is famous for its easy-to-spot wildlife thanks to its open landscapes and busy waterholes. We're talking elephants, lions, rhinos, giraffes, zebras and antelopes. So many antelopes! We spent the entire day driving around and just couldn't get enough. We saw some of the most incredible animals up close, like really close. This is insane. We've been passing zebras for the past 10 or 15 minutes, and there are still some more. This is everything I dreamed it would be and more. That night we camped inside the park, falling asleep under a sky full of stars, because the next morning we had something special planned. Morning, we are starting the day with a guided safari tour. In the early morning, while it's still dark, the bush comes alive with creatures you might never spot in the daylight. And it's your best chance to see some of the legendary Big Five. And wow, did we get lucky. We spotted a lion just after dawn, hunting right outside the fence of our campsite, which was both thrilling and a bit unsettling. We also saw a rhino, which was spectacular. What a way to say goodbye to Etosha. Later that day we headed back to Windhoek, returning to urban camp where we toasted to a beautiful trip. The next day we said goodbye to our lovely home and boarded the plane back. If you enjoyed this guide, subscribe for more travel inspiration and I'll see you in the next video. Happy travels!